Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our podcast. I'm Adam, and today we're diving into something truly life-changing: how learning English can be a powerful tool for self-growth and personal development. We're going to explore how English goes beyond being just a language and can actually shape who you are, build your confidence, and open doors you might not have even imagined.
Yes, absolutely. Hi everyone, I'm Sophia. When I started learning English, I thought it would only help me communicate better, but it ended up doing so much more. It's amazing how language can influence your mindset, help you develop new skills, and even make you see the world differently. Adam and I will share stories and insights on how English can become a stepping stone to the person you aspire to be.
So whether you're just starting to learn English or looking for that extra push to continue, stay tuned. By the end of this episode, you'll see how learning English can be one of the best decisions for personal growth. Let's get started. So, let's dive into our first topic: English as a confidence booster. Sophia, would you say learning English has made you more confident in yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Adam, before I started learning English, I often felt nervous in group settings or at work. I would hold back, worried that I couldn't fully express myself. But as my English improved, I felt this shift. I started speaking up more, sharing ideas without that fear of messing up. It's amazing how language can do that.
I completely agree. Learning a new language, especially English, challenges you to step out of your comfort zone. You're constantly practicing, pushing yourself, making mistakes, and learning from them. That whole process builds resilience, which naturally boosts your self-confidence.
Exactly. I think when you start seeing yourself grow in one area, like learning English, it starts to affect how you see yourself in other areas too. You begin to realize, if I can do this, I can take on other challenges as well. English is really like a gateway to discovering what you're capable of.
That's such a good point, Sophia. And I think it also has a ripple effect socially, right? Like when you have more confidence in speaking English, you start feeling more comfortable in new situations, meeting new people, even traveling.
Yes, I remember the first time I had a conversation with a native English speaker. It was nerve-wracking, but after that, I felt so proud of myself. Each conversation boosted my confidence a little more, and now it feels so natural. It's empowering.
And it's all part of that growth journey. English isn't just a skill, it's a confidence-building tool that can change the way you approach life. When you start believing in yourself more, new doors open up.
So true. To everyone listening, remember that every time you practice English, you're not just learning a language. You're building self-confidence that will support you in so many areas of life. Don't underestimate that power.
All right, let's talk about one of the biggest benefits of learning English: access to information and knowledge. Sophia, how has knowing English impacted your ability to learn and stay informed?
Oh, it's been life-changing. When I was learning English, I didn't realize just how much more I'd be able to access. Most of the world's information, books, articles, research, online courses, is available in English. So once I got comfortable with the language, I could dive into subjects that weren't as accessible before, from self-improvement to professional skills.
Exactly. English really is the global language of knowledge. I've read that over half of the internet's content is in English, which means that by learning it, you're opening yourself up to a massive world of resources that can help you grow, develop skills, or even just stay updated on what's happening around the world.
Yes, and it's not just about professional knowledge either. For me, learning English also helped me discover new hobbies and interests. I started following podcasts, watching documentaries, reading blogs, all things I didn't have access to before. And that opened up a new world of learning that I'd never considered.
That's such a good point. English gives us access not only to formal education, but also to a lot of informal knowledge. Imagine being able to watch lectures from top universities or reading self-help books from authors worldwide, just because you know the language. That kind of access can be transformative.
Absolutely. And I think it also keeps you more connected. English allows us to understand global perspectives, hear different opinions, and be more informed citizens of the world. When you're informed, you're empowered to make better choices in your life.
Exactly. So learning English isn't just about grammar and vocabulary. It's about gaining the tools to stay informed and empowered, whether it's learning new skills, exploring new hobbies, or simply staying updated on world events. Knowing English opens so many doors.
To everyone listening, remember that learning English is like having a key to the world's knowledge. Each new word, each new phrase brings you closer to endless learning opportunities.
Now let's move on to something that probably excites a lot of our listeners: how English can expand your professional opportunities. Sophia, how has English impacted your career?
Oh, in so many ways. Knowing English has really opened doors for me that I wouldn't have even known about otherwise. I've been able to connect with professionals globally, apply for jobs I wouldn't have considered, and even participate in international projects. It's almost like English is the language of opportunity when it comes to careers.
That's exactly it. In today's global job market, English is often the common language used in international business. I read that companies are more likely to hire or promote employees who can communicate effectively in English because it enables them to connect with clients, partners, and teams from all over the world.
Absolutely. And even if you're working in a company based in your own country, chances are that if it's a multinational or if it has international clients, English will be a major asset. It really makes you stand out as someone who's ready to take on bigger responsibilities.
Yes, and it's not just about getting hired or promoted either. Knowing English can also lead to better networking. It allows you to attend international conferences, join global professional groups, or even just engage with others in your field online. Networking in English connects you to new ideas, trends, and even potential mentors from around the world.
That's so true. And the best part is, it doesn't matter what field you're in, whether you're in tech, marketing, finance, or even creative fields. Knowing English can give you an edge. For me, being able to attend online courses and workshops from English-speaking instructors has helped me build new skills that made me more competitive in my field.
Exactly. It's such a valuable tool. And let's not forget, for those who dream of working or studying abroad, English is often the key requirement. It can be the difference between landing a dream job abroad or getting into a top international program.
Yes. And when you know English, you're not limited by location. You can look for remote jobs, freelance work, or even collaborate with clients internationally. It's like your career possibilities expand beyond borders.
So true. To everyone listening, remember that investing time in learning English is really investing in your career. Whether you're aiming for that promotion, looking to build new connections, or dreaming of working abroad, English can be the bridge to those opportunities.
Exactly. Each lesson, each practice session is bringing you closer to new professional doors, so keep going. It's all worth it.
Let's talk about another big benefit of learning English: building better communication skills. Sophia, have you noticed a change in the way you communicate since you started learning English?
Absolutely, Adam. You know, learning English has actually made me a more thoughtful and clear communicator, not just in English, but in my native language as well. When you're learning a new language, you're always thinking about how to express yourself clearly, choosing the right words, and paying attention to how people respond. That awareness naturally improves your overall communication.
Yes, I think that's a huge benefit people don't often realize. When you learn a new language, especially English, it forces you to slow down and really think about what you're saying. You become more mindful of the way you express ideas, which makes you a better listener and speaker overall.
Exactly. And it's not just about choosing words carefully. Learning English has also taught me a lot about nonverbal communication, like body language, tone of voice, and eye contact, because I needed to understand those cues to fully grasp conversations with native speakers.
That's such a great point, Sophia. Communication is so much more than just words, and English, being widely spoken, exposes you to different cultures and styles of communication, which helps you become more adaptable. You learn to be aware of cultural differences and adjust your communication style based on who you're talking to.
Absolutely. And I think that adaptability has helped me in every area of life, at work, in my social life, even with family. It's taught me to listen more actively and to be open-minded, which has definitely made me a better communicator overall.
And I'd add that learning English also helps build empathy. When you're learning to communicate in a language that's not your first, you start to understand how challenging it can be. That experience makes you more patient and understanding with others, especially those who are also learning or speaking a second language.
Yes, it's true. Learning English can really make you appreciate the effort people put into communication, and that naturally builds empathy and respect. Plus, being able to communicate well in English opens up conversations with people from all over the world, which makes you even more open and understanding.
To everyone listening, remember that each time you practice English, you're not just learning words, you're building important communication skills that will help you in every area of life. Better listening, empathy, adaptability. These are powerful skills that come with language learning.
Exactly. And the beauty of it is that these skills stay with you. So keep going, stay patient, and know that the journey of learning English is really helping you grow as a communicator.
All right, let's dive into our next topic: how learning English can help you gain cultural awareness and empathy. Sophia, how has learning English influenced the way you see other cultures?
It's been eye-opening, Adam. English is such a global language, and as I learned it, I was exposed to so many different cultures. Watching movies, reading books, listening to people from various backgrounds, it all helped me understand different perspectives and traditions, and it made me appreciate the diversity in the world.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the most amazing parts of learning English. It's like a bridge to understanding other people's experiences and viewpoints. English is spoken in so many countries, and each one brings its own unique flavor to the language. So you're not just learning grammar and vocabulary, you're learning about the world.
Exactly. And that exposure builds empathy. When you start to understand where people are coming from, it's easier to connect with them and respect their differences. Learning English helped me put myself in others' shoes more often, and that's a skill that goes beyond language.
And it's so valuable, especially in today's world. Being able to understand and respect different cultures makes us better global citizens. It's not just about being able to talk to people from different backgrounds. It's about understanding their values, beliefs, and ways of life, which makes our interactions more meaningful.
Yes. And for me, learning English taught me how to appreciate diversity. It broke down some of my own stereotypes because I got to see people and places from a different lens. It helped me realize that while we may have cultural differences, at the core, we all share similar emotions, dreams, and challenges.
So true, Sophia. And it's interesting because when you learn English, you also learn about both Western and global cultures, which broadens your worldview. Whether it's understanding social issues, exploring art and literature, or simply grasping different ways of thinking, English opens up a window to so many new perspectives.
And I think that awareness creates a sense of connection. When we become more open-minded and empathetic, we start building bridges instead of walls. We realize that we're all part of a bigger world community, and English is like the common language that brings us together.
Exactly. So for everyone listening, remember that learning English isn't just about language skills. It's about connecting with the world, understanding other cultures, and building empathy. Each conversation you have in English is a step toward a more open and understanding mindset.
Absolutely. So embrace the journey. It's teaching you so much more than you may realize. Keep an open heart and mind, and let English bring you closer to the world.
All right, our next point is something that's sometimes overlooked when it comes to language learning: how it can develop your problem-solving and critical thinking skills. Sophia, has learning English impacted how you approach challenges?
Absolutely, Adam. Learning English pushed me to think creatively. When you're learning a new language, especially in the beginning, there's a lot of figuring things out. How to say something when you don't know the exact words, or how to understand someone even if they're speaking quickly or using slang. It's like constantly solving little puzzles, and that process really sharpens your problem-solving skills.
Exactly. And I think language learning forces us to become better thinkers, too. In English, for example, we encounter different ways of structuring sentences, expressing ideas, or even interpreting meanings based on context. All of that helps train our brains to think critically, to assess situations, and to adapt quickly.
Yes, and it's a skill that goes beyond just language. Once you're used to solving language-related challenges, you start to approach other problems with the same mindset. Being resourceful, looking for patterns, and trying different approaches. It builds resilience too. I remember how nervous I was when I first started speaking English with others, but I learned to adapt and find ways to communicate.
That's a great point. And learning English also helps you think more flexibly. You're constantly exposed to new phrases, idioms, and expressions, which challenges your brain to interpret meaning in different ways. That flexibility is a huge asset, whether it's in a work setting, handling unexpected situations, or just navigating daily life.
Absolutely. And I think the process of learning English encourages us to ask questions and explore more. You can't always rely on a direct translation. Sometimes you have to think critically about the meaning or context. This habit of questioning and exploring builds stronger critical thinking skills over time.
And I'd add that it helps you become more analytical. English has a lot of nuances and expressions that can mean different things depending on the context. Understanding those subtle differences teaches you to pay attention to details and look at things from multiple angles, both of which are key to effective problem solving.
Yes, definitely. So, to everyone listening, remember that as you're learning English, you're actually training your mind to think sharper, adapt quickly, and solve problems creatively. Each new word and sentence structure you learn is making your brain more flexible and resilient.
Absolutely. Learning English isn't just about communication, it's about growing as a thinker and problem solver. So keep going. You're building skills that will help you in so many areas of life.
Exactly. Embrace the challenges. They're making you stronger and more adaptable with every step.
Well, Sophia, we've covered a lot of ground today. From building confidence to opening up professional opportunities, from cultural awareness to personal independence, learning English truly is a life-changing journey.
It really is, Adam. And for everyone listening, remember that learning English isn't just about the language itself. It's a tool that can transform your life, helping you grow in so many areas, personally and professionally. Each step forward opens up a new world of possibilities.
Absolutely. And whether you're just starting out or have been learning for a while, keep in mind that every word you learn, every conversation you practice, is a step toward becoming a more confident, capable, and open-minded version of yourself.
And don't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. Learning any language takes time and patience, but it's those little challenges that build resilience, problem-solving skills, and even empathy. Embrace the journey with all its ups and downs.
Yes, and celebrate your progress no matter how small. English is a global language, and by learning it, you're connecting to a wider world, understanding different cultures, and empowering yourself to achieve your dreams.
Exactly. So keep practicing, stay curious, and remember that this journey is one of growth and self-discovery. English is not just a skill, it's a gateway to so many new opportunities and experiences.
Thank you all for joining us today. We hope you found some inspiration and encouragement in today's conversation. Keep moving forward, and don't forget that every step you take brings you closer to becoming fluent and confident in English.
And we're here cheering you on every step of the way. Thanks for listening, everyone, and see you next time.